folks, welcome to Set Apart Homestead. This is Travis, and well, in case anyone does not know, as of the making of this video, President Donald Trump was impeached last night. I know the whole internet is gone a craze. We no longer have a president, right? He's out of office. They finally got their way. He's out of office, right? No, of course he's not. And I know that most of you all know this. I would hope that all of you know this. That of course he's not out of office. There's still a lot of things that would have to happen to get him out of office, and I don't believe they're gonna be able to do that. I think the Senate's gonna kill this, and he'll continue on being the president. That's not exactly what I wanted to talk about today, though. And let me start off by saying that I am not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I consider myself extremely independent, libertarian, conservative leaning, very constitutional. And I try not to get into, the real nitty-gritty of the politics because, it's all the same. The Republicans and Democrats are two sides to the same coin. I truly believe that, for the majority of the things that they do, they already know the outcome. It's kind of like professional wrestling. It's all fake. Everybody knows who's going to win. And they get up there and they put on a big old show to make you think that there's something really going to happen. And the craziest thing is that people still pay to watch this show. So that's politics in a nutshell, at least in my opinion. But what could this impeachment mean for you and I? Is it just another dog and pony show? Or is there something that's going to, it could lead to? Now, I don't know. I'll just tell you right off, I don't know. And I'm not an expert, and I don't have any inside knowledge that anyone else, wouldn't have. So really, this is just my opinion. Excuse me, a little hiccup there. Unedited video. You never know what's going to be on here. So, why even talk about it if I don't know? It's mostly just some thoughts of, what could happen, and why is it happening? Why is it happening, and what could happen? I think, number one, it's happening for a couple of reasons. I think the first thing, or at least the thing that the Democrats are going to say in the end that they did this for, they want to go back to their constituents when it comes to re-election and the people that are running against Republicans, and they want to say, listen, we did exactly what you wanted us to do. We impeached the president. It's not our fault that the Senate's full of Republicans and they didn't follow through with it. So now they're going to say, that's why you need to elect more Democrats. You need to get more Democrats into the Senate so that we can take the Senate, and then we'll do this again or whatever, and we'll get him out of office. So that'll be the first thing that they use, that they can go back and say, listen, we did exactly what you wanted. You elected us saying that you wanted us to impeach the president, and guess what? We did, even though it meant nothing. And in fact, they're saying that his poll numbers are higher now after this impeachment process than they were before. But here's something else that I kind of think could be part of it. We've talked about quite a bit recently, in fact, of how the people that control things, the people that are in charge, they do things sometimes to get reactions, to get a reaction out of the people, to try to get the masses to turn this way or to turn that way, and to kind of direct them into the way that they want them to go, kind of like leading cattle. If any of you have ever done that, you're out herding up cattle, and you do a certain thing over here to get them to turn, that kind of thing. And it very well could possibly that they've done this so that their base, their radical socialist left base, is all fired up. Yeah, we've impeached the president. We're going to get him out of office. He's done for. We're so sick and tired of this guy. And then guess what? He gets reelected and he's the president for the next 4 years. And it infuriates them even more. It riles them up, gets them to the point that it could be a tipping point for more, violent acts potentially, more conflict among voters, among citizens. I think they think that something like this could potentially push more towards civil unrest and civil war. And I believe that's where they want it to be. And I'm not talking about just the Democrats. I'm talking about the people that are in charge of things. They want civil unrest. I think it plays into their game plan really well. I know it would for me if I was them. Having a nice, complacent, calm people all the time makes it difficult to go in and exterminate lots of them. Anyways, but I didn't say that. So what I think it's doing is it's making this political election cycle an even more, tense, more of a hotbed, more potential violence and things like that. And quite honestly, the whole politics around it, I don't care. Sure, one president may do more things that I like than the other, but in the end, I don't like any of them. But I do think that we are heading down that road, and I think that the politics, the great divide between the left and the right, is in part, not all of it, in part of what's fueling civil unrest. So because of that, I think it is important for us to kind of keep an eye on it and watch what's going on. In no way am I a Trump fan. There are things that I like about him, and I probably like him better than the previous president. But in no way am I, a diehard Trump fan. If he does something good, I'll compliment it, and then if he does something bad, I'll point it out quickly, or something that I don't like anyways. So I think it's something that we need to, among all the things that we keep our eyes and ears on, what's going on, because I think their followers and they want a civil war, and I think that this is one way that they think they can get it started. There's all this stuff going on in Virginia with the guns that they're wanting to confiscate, and it's getting crazy out there. The threats of calling up the National Guard, local sheriff's department, threats of deputizing everyone in the county that has a gun. Some counties are actually, passing bills supporting a militia for the county. It's getting crazy. But did you know that just recently Kentucky is presenting very similar laws in their state legislature? I guess they have a new Democrat governor that's getting ready to take office. And so they're, the word on the street is that they're planning on trying to do the same thing, of getting similar gun control laws in Kentucky. I don't think it'll fly in Kentucky any more than it's, popular in Virginia. Same type of, hillbilly mountain people, and I'm not calling names because, I'm originally from the Smoky Mountains area, eastern Tennessee, so, and then now in the Ozark Mountains, so I are one. I are a hillbilly from the mountains, so I'm not calling any names, but I can tell you, for those of you that have never been around hillbilly mountain people, Appalachian and Ozarkian mountain people, you tell them that you're going to come and take their guns, and you're going to have a fight on your hand. They're not a complacent people, and I know that many of my viewers are those people, and I think you'll agree and back me up. So, for whatever reason, these are the areas that they're picking. I've heard rumors of Florida and Texas next on the list of trying to move in and pass some of these ridiculous confiscation laws. I know that the population in Texas and in Florida is starting to turn from conservative to liberal. And because of all the liberals leaving California, and because of the immigration, mostly illegal, and so those things are possible too, to get those states like that. The greater point is is that there is definitely, among all the things that we talk about on this channel, that can be threats to us, that can be things that could push us to an SHTF. Definitely what's going on in our political system is one of them. And so just as much as you may be keeping tabs on what the Russians or the Chinese are doing, or what the weather's doing relating to crops, you need to keep tabs on what's going on in politics, and not just the specifics of the politics, but how that's affecting the political mood of people. And don't just discount the political marches, the rallies, the things that you see from on the left. As those are a bunch of crazy lefties and crazy commies. Go back to your mommy's basement. I've heard those kinds of things. Don't discount them, and don't believe a lot of what you may hear, that while they would be easy to defeat, because it just wouldn't be them. And we've gone into that subject lengthy on this channel. So this impeachment, he's still in office, and he'll continue to be in office. I'm pretty confident of that one. But I think there's more to it, and not just so that they can go back to their constituents and say, we did what you asked for. I think there's more to it than even that. And I think this is one more straw thrown onto the camel's back, that hopefully will be the straw that breaks it. And I could definitely see this being used as a as a talking point to get their people even more fired up than they are. So anyways, let me know what your opinions are of this impeachment. I find it kind of interesting, because it seems to be different than the other two impeachments that this country's had. I've read up on both. I lived through one of them, and I read up on the other one, Andrew Johnson, and of course Bill Clinton. And this one definitely is different, and the political mood seems to be a little different. I understand the Republicans controlled back during Clinton, and there was a lot of mudslinging then, but the whole political mood of the country now is very different, is what I'm really talking about. So I think that the overall results could be very different, and could be, have some serious effects on us, and cause the divide to grow wider between the left and the right, and just the American people, and could definitely be one more thing pushing us towards civil unrest. So comment below if you would, and let me know what you think, because I think it is something that we should be talking about and be thinking about. Not just the silly little memes laughing at the left, thinking that the president isn't the president any longer. All right, folks. Well, thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, share the video. That helps me out quite a bit. And I will catch you all in the next video.